Morning, everyone. It's early here on, I think, September the 15th, 2022. Coming at you. I wanted to speak today in this video mostly about batteries and where to put them and the effects of performance and handling, different topics around that. So here's my three bikes I have, and these are mainly we're going to talk about trikes, but upright bikes anymore. Most bikes you buy, they have it built into the down tube nowadays, and it's in the middle of the bike and it's down low. The down tube's the lowest member on the frame, and even your home built's usually set in that area in the old water bottle mount, or they're zip tied or something into the frame in the middle of the triangle. So the theme is, getting the bike battery down low and in the center of the bike in regards to whatever bike you ride, and you want that because of the handling aspect of it, which handling, performance, whatever you want to call it. It's also a safety issue. Recently, me and my wife, we went along a ride. This is the bike she rides, this orange one. And I had to strap a extra battery, because this is 3 batteries, because we were going out for about 150, 60-mile ride. And as you can see here, the normal batteries on the inside have 1 on each side. We'll talk about that. Hopefully I won't forget in a minute or two and address that. But I'd strapped a battery, an additional small battery on the side there. As you can see, it's zip tied on. And what she noticed and what I noticed, she almost crashed with it one time, because having this weight on the outside wants to make the trike tip. So a good thing to do on any bike you're doing, especially like a recumbent trike, is to lift it up and does it feel a little more tippy to one side or the other. So, and I can tell you when I lift up the right side here, it wants to tip a little more to the left than it does to the right, because it's out of balance. So here again, over here's my other setup. On the yellow one, I have, again, 2 batteries. And while we're talking about that, the 2 batteries, a lot of manufacturers put on 1 battery, and a common location be down here on the chain stays, and they put 1 down on this side. Well, that causes somewhat poor handling. It depends on the size of the battery and the weight of it, obviously. But I'm a big fan of proportion and weight distribution, so putting a couple, I like to have 2 batteries. Plus, I like maximum runtime and power and all this and that. But the ideal place to put it on the trike is here where you sit in the middle, so somewhere here, right there. But there's limited places to get it there, and trike manufacturers, recumbents, unlike the bike manufacturers, aren't building their bikes with electrical system in mind at this time. Everything's just kind of bolt on and kind of do it yourself. They may have kits that go in their trike, but they're not really that well thought out. I mean, it's not like the bike is equipped and designed to go around them. It's an add-on still. So if you're the point of the video is, if you're doing this yourself, as I have done, think about these things. The absolute worst place, as far as I'm concerned, is, and again, a lot of bike shops will try to do it. We'll go over this green bike and look at it in a minute. They're put like I call it, an old newspaper boy rack on the back, and they put a bag on it, and they either have the battery over the top here in the center, which the center is good, but having it on the back just causes a recumbent trike to want to tip. and also all the weights on the back. So a friend of mine put that on his wife's bike, and of course she crashed on it, and then they brought it over and I showed them, you know, how much more easily it tipped with the battery up there versus not having the battery up there. So I don't know if they're going to move it, excuse me. But there on this green one here is the best I could do on this. This is a Catrike 700, all three of these. But they have 16-inch wheels on them and a 406 on the back. So I like them down low. And again, that goes back to the performance and handling aspect. They really corner quite well. And you know, the handling is much better than with a bigger wheel, in my opinion. So on this green one, I put the batteries on the 700. There's a crossbar here welded onto the frame. That's the way they make the frame, and there's one down here. And I just zip tied this particular battery from Catrike. I think it's like 16 inches by 5 or 6 inches wide. I'll try to get down here. So it sets right in that crossbar, and that's the way I got it on 3 or 4 zip ties. And of course, as you can see, here's your seat, and the battery just sits really close to being ideal in the middle of the bike. So this one's the handling is very good. Because the recumbent trike, that's why they put where you sit in the middle of the bike. If you look at them back here, you can see, you know, the front wheels and the rear wheels, and you see on the green one that the battery is in the center and it's down low as you can possibly get it without having the frame custom made for that. And then you can see back here, so on the yellow one, it's within the, you know, 2 wheels. It's not setting behind the rear, pardon the orange bucket there, but it's not setting behind the, rear wheel. It's setting ahead of it. And again, it's down low. You can see where your butt sits and your shoulders would set there. It's below that. So again, this would be the better setup here, the green one, to have your batteries there. And the next best would probably be there. And it probably wouldn't be too bad if you had one that went on the bottle cage mounts, which would be somewhere in that location and set up through there. But like I said, I'm a big fan of 2 batteries, because it gives you run time and free, you know, lots of stuff. So the worst case scenario is to put them out wide, especially on a trike like that. So if they're out beyond the seat, that's not good. And then up high and over the back wheel. So if they're up here over the wheel, that's not good. And if they're on saddlebags and they're hanging back here between this part and the front wheel there, that would not be as good either. So move them forward, keep them low, and that's the ideal, in my opinion, place to put them. So, but I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on that. There's a lot of people just, you know, I've got an electric bike, and you know, the dealer doesn't really think too much of it. And if it's your first bike and you're new to riding, you don't think of it. You just think, well, I've got an electric bike, put the battery on, doesn't much matter. And it makes me go, but you'd be surprised how many people I see and pass on the bike trail where, you know, they can't go very quick, which I find it kind of odd. You've got an electric bike and you're riding it. It's one of my little pet peeves or something. You spend double the money and you've got an electric bike, and yet because of different aspects, you know, the handling or something of it and the range and stuff, you're riding it 10, 15 miles an hour because that's all you're able to do, because you may run out of battery or it may tip, you know, and maybe a few there's other issues as well, but we're just speaking about the battery for the most part here. And you know, even when I rode I've been riding bikes for about 40 years, I would pass people on my regular trike, which I started with this orange one here. It was my first real kind of race bike. I had a couple expeditions as well, but I preferred the 700. But I tend to always still switch out to the smaller wheels. But I would pass them and they'd say, oh, I've got to pedal and go slow because it may tip, or I may run out of battery. And I'm like, and I'm pedaling and I just leave them. I was doing more mileage and riding faster on a regular bike. So to me, that kind of defeats the electric bike now. But, you know, in the purpose of having one, if it doesn't make it go, if you can't go further and faster, it definitely, I guess, makes it easier. But again, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with, as I always try to say, or at least that's my opinion, if that's what you want to do and you enjoy it personally and it's working for you, then that's great. There's nothing wrong with that if you like to ride at a certain speed and your bike does that. But I come from the performance background, so I'm speaking more towards that crowd. So that's where you know, having two batteries on a recumbent trike balance out the weight and increase the handling. And then also you have range to be able to ride where you want. With these bikes that I have, the yellow one and the orange one are 3,000 watt systems, and they can be tuned to whatever. I just have them dialed in to 3,000 watt, and controllers and batteries that will produce that. And the green one is a 4,000 watt system. And with the batteries and power of these, I can go, the green one will do about 200 to 300 miles. 250 is pretty common. The orange one will go about 100 to 125, and the yellow one will go around 140, 50 miles typically. So with that kind of range and the handling of them, I can go up and down any hill in Ohio, road, gravel, or whatever, generally. Not so sure if it's like a gravel fire road that was all rutted out. May not be too well because the trike's not the ideal bike to have for traction and climbing real steep, loose surfaces. But my point is, you're with the handling and setup of these bikes that I got here, that I pretty much go anywhere I want to go, and any speed, any distance. And so I'm not afraid of running out of battery or tipping the bike. So every aspect of the bike's been tuned to try to ride as much like a normal bike and not limit it. So I like not being limited. So that's where the dual batteries and the placement of the batteries are. I wanted to share and talk about that a little bit. So anyhow, we'll end up here. I think that's my time for today on the topic, and let me know what you guys think, and please like and subscribe to my videos. It helps us out so much. Like I said, we're a small channel and just have started a couple months ago, and trying to get up there. So and I'm learning the game of making the videos and doing different things. So, and I understand if you like and subscribe, it really boosts the channel and promotes us being seen and really helps us out, because we're trying to make a go of it here and use YouTube as a platform to help support ourselves a little bit as we get on our ways here, because we've both getting older, me and my wife, and I'm having some health issues with Parkinson's. So appreciate your love and support. So have a great day, and thank you all for watching. Bye.